Give me the signal or something.
Okay, I'll tell you when we're up. We are not live just yet. It's sending data. I'll tell you here in a second. Okay, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube.
Hey everybody,
And
welcome to our little live stream here. I'm here hanging out with all the guys from Whoop Wars Battleground and Full Send FPV, and we got Joel from Hydra. So right now, we're just going to take a quick second. If you're watching this in the future, we're going to take just a minute to share this live stream around and get the word out while we show you guys a quick video. So don't go anywhere. Check this out in just a minute. But give me just a sec while we do a little bit of sharing to get the word out, like I say.
I get to watch you guys on a big screen up here, up on the wall.
Awesome. Are you guys showing we're live on the Full Send FPV page right now?
Yep, 2 minutes.
Oh, for some reason, it's not coming up for me. Is there another place I could share from?
It's in Full Send FPV, the group, not the page, not the official page.
It should be on the page.
Oh, well, I didn't see it on the page.
Let me see here.
All right. Yeah, I see it. All right. I'm sharing it.
Might help if I put the right title on our stream here.
Am I?
Yeah.
Hey,
That seemed to be a common issue with us.
Go to Restream and update it.
I have to do it through Restream's website now, and it's a pain in the butt. They don't make it easy. It used to be really nice. I could just click, doot,
We have an API for that.
update title.
all right. We got peeps pouring in. I see we got a few people in here already. Just doing a couple more share skis.
Waiting for stuff online.
Okay, it should be updated. Sorry about that. I fail. Failblog.com from Horny.
You're good.
Corner.
You're good.
Yep.
No, not at all. This is casual. Tiny Whoop's always casual. That's what I keep saying over and over. People always stressing. I'm like, no. This is Tiny Whoop. Remember, nothing's that big of a deal.
Nothing that is that big of a deal. I agree.
Yeah, an old friend of mine used to say, "Don't sweat the small stuff," and it's all small stuff.
Yep.
So if you're just joining us, welcome. I can't quite see the chat, but it's coming up right now. Right. Sweet. Hey, Sue. Sue's already here, and Sushan's here too. What's up? The stars of iGao. He says, "What? This isn't the 300 lap WhoopCAR announcement?"
No,
No,
I guess
better.
That
It's
was
even better.
Update it.
That was a
Hey,
lot of
now
fun.
you can see me.
There you go. Yep.
Haha.
That was a
Sushan?
great race. The
Sushan in the chat saying he takes his whoops very seriously. Forgive you. I'm just kidding. I take my whoop seriously too, but also try to keep it kind of light. What were you gonna say, Dave or Chris? I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, that's all right. I was just saying about the 300 lap race that we had the other day. That was
Oh yeah.
a lot of fun watching the pilots scramble to change batteries and everything else. Just nonstop flying action. It was a lot of fun.
I just hosted the Mayhem event with Scully the other day.
We called it Mini Mayhem.
Yeah, totally. So throughout the entire stream, people were bringing it up to me, telling me to do an official Mayhem with Shannon Broussard from MultiGP, and Shannon cornered me on the live stream, and somehow I don't know when, but we're gonna set up a conversation. I did finally agree. He's been bugging me for years to do an official 12-hour Mayhem race. So maybe I'll hit you up for some advice if you just did the 300 lap race and didn't get to go to that, but.
Absolutely.
There we go. I added the chat. Sorry, it's over your face, Taylor, just a little bit.
That's okay.
So now
Nobody
everybody
needs to see
can
my
see
face.
what's...
Do I need to move left or right?
Sweet. So people are starting to trickle in. Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, Facebook users.
Yeah, it's just it'll do that because the way Restream now doesn't get user information unless they agree to it. So
Sue saying, "Oh my OMG." I'm guessing that's got to do with the talk about a 300 lap race or a 12-hour race. Casey's saying they need a room at Whoop House. Yeah, we should mention that at some house at some point. Whoop House is looking for, I think there's 2 more slots and they are going to get filled up fast. So we should talk about that after mentioning this event. So I should let you guys introduce the event first.
Yeah, so what do you say? Should we start the video?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
dude.
go ahead and
Let's
kick
start
it
with the
off.
video real quick.
All right,
it's
check
a
this
minute
out.
and 25-second video.
Cool.
The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
So Dave, let us know when it's done. I think it's just about there, right?
Yep. And done. There we go.
Oh, I
Sweet.
can't be more excited about this event, and it's going to be amazing. So absolutely going to be amazing.
Closer and closer it gets, the more excited I am for it. We're looking at 6 weeks out. We've already sold over half the tickets. We're real excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the truth is I've been on a long, lonesome lockdown, and this is one of the first big breakout events. I have a feeling there's people all over the country that are just as excited as me to get out and just hang out with our friends from the FPV family.
Yep.
And, I couldn't be more excited. I know you guys do it right. You understand the Tiny Whoop style and flavor, and all of the local pilots, nice. All of the local pilots have nothing but respect for your entire enterprise, your racing, your store, and that reputation just doesn't go unnoticed. So it's the perfect place to host one of these early events after pandemic. I am stoked that I get to go down there and be there. I can't believe you guys are rocking 96 pilots down there. An epic undertaking. I am so excited that many people are going to be hanging out. I mean, that's what I want. I'm freshly vaxxed. It's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm totally free to hang out with everybody, so I cannot wait.
Definitely, and
Yeah,
I
we're
kind of wanted to speak to the 96 pilots because I know there are some people that have said, "OMG, are you guys nuts?" And if you've
Well,
met me, yes, you'll
we
know I
are.
am a little bit nuts. But at the same time, we're trying to plan like a carnival style environment for you guys. So you're only really going to be here at the shop for about 2.5 hours inside this space racing. We've got Jesse P, who's going to be in a space next door to us running quad games where you're going to be able to do line of sight fun games, whether it be who can hold a whoop in the air for as long as possible and last one, still flying wins, or, pin the tail on the donkey but with balloons, stuff like that. So there's going to be that. I've also got planned for you guys some 5-inch freestyles, so you don't necessarily have to stay here. Bring your 5-inch quads. Colorado is absolutely amazing to fly. We've got some space in Golden. We've got some, so if you want to fly like mountain kind of stuff, you're somewhat close. We've got also in South Denver, if you want to go do some building diving and, hit some, buildings and stuff like that, we've got another spot down there for y'all to hit. So you're not just going to have to hang out here and be, the whole time, but if you want to, we're going to create a great environment. We'll have food trucks out back for you to be able to eat some local food. and have a variety coming in. So yeah, it's just going to be a massive event. 96 pilots is going to be a big first day. That's qualifying. But outside of that, it's going to be pretty smooth sailing. So as you can see, the space that we have here is massive. Of course, my little webcam here can't show you all of it, but I can twist it around. We have basically 30 feet tall or 30-foot tall ceilings in here. Pretty much open space, about 3,000 square feet. This is going to be pretty much all track except for a small pit space for the 16 pilots that are flying in here in their groups. We're going to have tents out back, so you'll be able to hang outside. And like I say, being able to do 5-inch and other stuff nice and close is super fun. The track, we are going to release on Tiny Whoop Go about 2 weeks ahead of race day. Not any sooner, and it's probably only going to be in Tiny Whoop Go. I haven't found somebody that I think I can have build a Velocidrone one, and I don't think it's worthwhile doing for 2 weeks. So Tiny Whoop Go, get yourself on that. Which SCP, you'll talk more about that. If you don't have the free simulator, Tiny Whoop Go, you're kind of nuts. I don't like the other ones myself. I'm kind of partial.
Well, I gotta just weigh in for 1 second because I do love Velocidrone, and I am a fan of that sim. I fly that sim, and I host tons and tons of events on that sim also. Tiny Whoop Go is an awesome project that gets a free simulator with physics that I'm personally responsible for out to as many people as possible. So I wouldn't have, obviously, no problem, no matter what sim this course is on. I want it to be accessible to the most amount of people possible, So I'm so stoked that it's on Tiny Whoop Go because I'm a part of that project, and I want that project to influence as many people as it can because it's a free sim for everybody. And the original idea was to help people during pandemic continue to hang out with their posses and fly for free. But I didn't mean to dip in on you there, Dave. But yeah, I don't have. Obviously, I just want to say I have no problem. I want this course to be accessible to everybody for those 2 weeks. So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, happy that it's going to be on Tiny Whoop Go. It should be either way for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't want to have a ton of grinding on it either. That's why I'm only releasing it 2 weeks ahead of time. I want you guys to have an idea of what the track's going to be like, have an idea of layout. It's going to be amazing. Trust me, what you see in the sim is just going to give you layout and feel. The objects that you're flying through are going to blow your mind. What you guys see here in the background, this is just what we do in our off time when we're kind of bored and there's no one in here to bug us asking to fix their quad or up front, doing a repair or selling some parts. We're back here creating some of this stuff. So if you think this, just on steroids. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is what you're looking at behind, like around Dave right now. That's the everyday situation down at Full Send. Now imagine the same geniuses setting up the largest Tiny Whoop event that's ever been done. Here in the middle of the country in Colorado, there's tons of people traveling for it. It's gonna be an epic course. I can't wait to see it myself. I want to contribute as much of my stuff here straight to your dome piece, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything you want, hit me up because I want to spice it as much as I can, as much as you let me.
We'll be doing that for sure because you and I have the same mentality when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about is the prize pool that we've got going on for Battlegrounds. Taylor,
Taylor.
Talk
Prizes.
about
I've
clue of what the prize is going to be if we sell out.
So if we sell out, which obviously we need all the buy-in from the community, like Chris was saying earlier, we have sold half of the 96. So we're at 48 pilots currently, but I know we can get to 96. It's going to be an amazing event. Set your alerts on Google Flights, and tickets for flights are going down. AK just got his, I think, at 32 round trip today, 32 each way. So that's like ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Just come check us out. We're super excited about it. As far as if we sell out, I'm pulling up the sheet just to make sure that I have this correctly, but we did tier it into, if we have all 6 groups, because we'll have elite, pro, semi-pro, advanced, enthusiast, and beginner. So I'll have 6 groups of 16 that are all going to be classed out based on the first day of qualifying. Top prize out of all of this is $500. The lowest prize is $50. So
Nice.
we're trying to give out $4,300 in prizes. So we've got a lot. We've got a great sponsor so
and
far.
also and also that could go up. Also, just to let everybody know, that could go up if we get more sponsors, more cash sponsors. That prize pool just grows because that's where that money goes to. So if
it's
anybody
really cool.
like sponsor or wanting to get involved with this and sponsor and just contribute to the community and give to the prizes, get a hold of either me or Dave or Taylor. Yeah.
While we're talking about the prize money, I want to also say that yes, that is a massive amount of cash prizes. There's no doubt about it. But when you look at an event like this, and the pilots that are going to be coming, and the numbers that you guys are going to be moving through this course, to me, the glory of being the champion of any of those classes is worth way more than the top prize that someone's going to walk away with a stack of cash in their pocket. That's wonderful. But look at this event that's being put together. There is a ton of glory. If you walk away the champion of this event, I mean, where's your career going next? I mean, so I just want to say that. I always love it when people put money towards the pilots and encourage, the participation that way, because that really does float some people's boats, and that's what a lot of people are after. They want to hopefully justify their travel expenses or something. But I'm saying participation alone and the glory that comes with being a part of the FPV family and full sense tight-knit community down there, it's worth more than that prize money. And I just have to always slip that in, because it's something I really believe. I get way more than money out of this community. way more than money. Money can't come close to what's come out of this family. So just saying.
Well said, Jesse.
Hashtag just saying. Yeah.
Totally. No, but that's, I think, the bigger part of it is that's why it's so much fun. That's why we've always concentrated on whoops. Is, I love 5-inch. I've got plenty of 5-inch rigs. I got some 3-inch, 2-inch, all sorts of stuff. But ultimately, my favorite one is my whoops, because there's no other quad that you can spend peanuts on the dollars for, crash the pee out of into your friend's face, and maybe slightly cut them ever so slightly. I mean, just like 2 weeks ago, I had a cut on my forehead and on my ear from a race because I got, face punched twice, and I totally deserve it. But,
usually I try not to talk about the blood, but I once flew a tiny whoop. This is not a brushless tiny whoop, a brush tiny whoop. It had a potato chip balanced on it, and I was trying to face punch my mouth to eat the potato chip. I hit my bottom lip, and I got these two little tiny bloody spots right here. It looked kind of like like if I was a vampire and I bit my own lip. People were asking about that, and I'm like, let's not talk about it, because I was still heavily promoting face punching back at that time, which I'm slightly doing a little bit less now that everybody's brushless. You can't really tell everyone to face punch quite as much. But yeah, it can happen. But I'm still gonna face punch everybody in this call and anybody else who I know is
absolutely
is okay with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I totally incite it, because when people are racing here, well, not during the race, but when they're practicing, you will quite often get disarmed, your mode changed, your switches flipped, maybe your goggles unplugged. I don't know, something. So that's why I get face punched, because I totally deserve it.
So I wanted to kind of pivot just a second, if you guys don't mind. As you notice down in I guess it's in the top middle, we have Joel here from Minnesota. Joel, do you have something you may or may not want to tell us?
Yeah, let's go for it. So we've been working on scheduling our Whoop Wars Battleground Minnesota for quite a while. We've had a few tentative dates, but we are looking now very specifically at the weekend of July 16th, or maybe the weekend after. We're waiting on one of our other partners in the space to give us a finalized date. They have an event in July as well. So we should have that hopefully within the next couple days. And then we'll have an announcement a more official announcement around Battleground Minnesota, which will be at Ready to Go in the Mall of America. And that one is going to be lit. So I'm not going to say the course is going to be as cool as this one that you see here, but we'll have some amenities and some other fun stuff to work with, and some other cool announcements that we're working on that will help
out, Joel, and we'll get it done.
Yeah.
I'll hornet
Yeah, I
it
mean,
up.
and so I'm gonna repeat that. It's in the freaking Mall of America, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't think that that's cool in and of itself, like Joel and Marty and the whole team over at Hydra
Where's
have
my
worked so
ticket?
hard in promoting STEM and really working with drone owners up in the north there, the
Yep.
Great White North. And just Minnesota is an amazing, starting to become a small hub for Tiny Whoop racing and everything. So we're super excited that
Yeah.
they joined in to help host a battlegrounds. Super excited about that. I also wanted to get on the call Diane, but she didn't respond. So I don't know if she wasn't available. But we have our friends over at Drone Zone in Flemington, New Jersey. They also just confirmed that they are going to be hosting a battlegrounds. The dates for that are set. They are going to be October 16th and 17th, and we're going to be working with her
Ooh,
here
birthday
in the
party.
next few weeks to get tickets pushed up. We want to open these up for ticket purchases about 3 to 4 months ahead of time. That way we can start filling the events and everything. So right now, if you can't make Denver, like, shame on you for one. But don't worry, you're still going to get a chance to do a battleground at Minnesota in July, whether that's July 16th or the week after, and again in New Jersey, October 16th and 17th. So we are so super excited.
Don't miss Denver. Like Dave said, don't forget Denver's in Colorado.
This is the
If you're
first
an
one.
FPV pilot, you haven't flown, if you haven't surfed down the Rocky Mountains yet, this is your summer. This is your springtime to come to Colorado, take part in the greatest and largest and most, this is one of the biggest races that's ever happened to the Tiny Whip community. We're 5 years old now. This is the big one, you guys. So come to Colorado, hang out with me and my good friends, and surf the Rocky Mountains while you're here. Come here and set aside some time. Like, these guys are talking about having some 5-inch stuff, but drive an hour west into the heart of the Rockies and surf down your favorite spot. I mean, if you're looking for spots, I used to fly the Rockies with Jordan Temkin and all the Big Whoop guys. There's some epic spots all up and down the Front Range that everybody should experience. And I know Minnesota has some wonderful places to fly. New Jersey too. Like, those are going to be amazing events. I'm not trying to take anything from that, but come to Colorado and hang out with me and the Full Send guys, and then surf the Rocky Mountains.
Yes, definitely.
That on
And
your
that's why
resume.
we have Jesse joining us as the battlegrounds crew here. We wanted to bring Jesse in because Colorado is the home of Tiny Whoop. This is where Tiny Whoop was originated. Team Big Whoop started here. Team Tiny Whoop started here. I got introduced to drone racing just 20 minutes north of Jesse. So this is the hub of Tiny Whoop racing. So you got to come to Colorado and experience everything that we have here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, by the way, guys, I just pinned this this video in the main Tiny Whoop group. So I think it'll get a lot of people in the future, that can't hang out this time of day. People are going to be chilling on the video a little bit later. So if you're watching this in the future, what's up from the past? Are there flying cars?
Flying cars, I wish, huh?
Maybe in the future. Don't rule it out.
Yeah, GM's got kind of a flying car. It's not commercial yet. I saw a guy that was hanging from a drone. I know everybody's seen that. And then the arm, like, there's the motor flies off or something like that, and he crashes, and you're like, that guy's an idiot.
I could not see that. I just saw a video of a dude ride up, hanging from a giant drone, ride up into the sky, and then para jump. What's it called? Base jump off of the drone.
Oh,
whatever.
geez.
Nuts.
Absolutely nuts.
All everybody's doing new stuff right now. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be next door, and I'll be in and out of the whole thing. If you come to this event, we're gonna get to hang out at some point. But I'll be next door, and Dave mentioned that I'll be doing some quad games over there. You saw it in the little video, which, by the way, we should play again in a minute here. But yeah, I do this everywhere I go, and one of the recent ones I did, which was actually a really long time ago now, was they had me go to Korea for the great race of the DSI and host a whole bunch of really fun Tiny Whoop games there. And that inspired me to come up with all kinds of new games. But my favorite ones are just the ones where, like, playing some line of sight games, because we can't stomp on the video channels. We don't want to affect a race that's this big. So we're going to be playing some line of sight games And one of my favorites is just stand around with a crew people. Everybody's got goggles, but we got one transmitter and one quad, and we just challenge each other to do some crazy stuff with it. And I'm not saying you have to be like a pro line of sight pilot. Usually nobody in the world's a pro line of sight pilot. That's actually what's so funny about it, is it's still so counterintuitive and bizarre to all these FPV pilots. But we come up with really simple challenges, and it's going to be casual over there too. We'll have some like competitions. I'll be giving out some cool prizes or whatever. But for the most part, it's going to be hanging out, sort of party style, making up our own games. If you got games, I'll put some quads to it, and we can come up with whatever you want. That's kind of what I want to be doing. I want to be. I obviously I have to fly the course. I want to do all of that. I don't think I'll probably end up participating in the event because I want to be next door hanging out with people the entire time. But yeah, that's sort of my plan, is to chill out with everybody. And then of course I'm staying at the Whoop House, which I'm sure we'll have people over to. I just realized like earlier, we can't usually at these events when we have a Whoop House or a Drone House, we have like one night where we invite everybody to come over and maybe have a beverage or a barbecue or something. Can't do that with 96 pilots, so maybe we'll split it up. Like there's no Airbnb in the world it's like, sure, have 100 people over.
Let's do it.
I mean, I'm down. If we could talk Senor Sagano into it, I'm down. Dan Sagano's coming, the godfather of the International Game of Whoop. He's actually heading up the Whoop House for this event, so I'll be staying there. And somebody just said in the chat there actually is an extra room or two. They're going to be gone in 24 hours. So if you're watching this and you want to come and stay at the Whoop House, it's pretty inexpensive, so there's like a couch left and a private room left in the house left. So I felt like I should mention that for Mr. Dan Sagano.
Yep.
Awesome.
He's gonna appreciate that.
So, Chris, do you want to kind of give a little bit of lowdown on the food trucks and the events that you're planning outside for us to have, like the carnival style?
Sure. Basically, well, we've got Smoking Bones barbecue coming in on Saturday. They're going to be there for lunch and dinner. And then we've got a tacos with altitude. I mispronounced it earlier on our chat, but it's tacos with altitude. That's going to be out there for Sunday and Monday. We've also got the pizza shop next door, Rika's Pizza. It's always good. As far as events, we're going to have somebody that's just in the park just down the street from us. We'll probably have a tent set up there for some of the freestyle pilots if they want to go hang out there. It's literally a 2-minute drive. They can go hang out there during the day. Obviously, Jesse and his games that he's going to be hosting.
Yeah.
And so, and more to come. There's definitely this is still in the planning process, or I shouldn't say planning process, but new added all.
It's in the discovery process. Let's put it that way.
new
We're
things are
discovering what all we can do.
Yeah.
Guys, I hate to say it. I'm so sorry, Taylor. I'm on a little bit of a tight schedule tonight, so I've got to dive off. But it's 5:30 now. But thank you guys so much for having me on, and really, thank you so much for hosting this event right in my backyard. It is a treat.
Definitely.
And it's an awesome amount of work, and I really give you guys mad props for what you're doing. I really appreciate it.
And we appreciate you being involved, definitely.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it, and neither should you. So I'm gonna dip out. I'll keep watching on my phone as I head down the road. But thank you guys so much for having me on. It's good to see you. Good to see all of you guys.
Awesome,
Definitely.
Jesse. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jesse.
Adios.
See ya.
So
Go ahead, Dave.
So I think we covered all the big stuff. We don't see Taylor's
I was
face
going to talk
anymore,
real
so I need to
quick
fix
about
that.
kind of like the format for the race, because we have a schedule set up, and I was gonna talk a little bit about how we're expecting that, if that's okay with you, Dave. Cool. So we have, and then we'll watch this video again, because I got to shout out to the homie Jeff West down in Wichita, ICT FPV, for putting together this video for us. It is fantastic. So super excited about that. It's a great video. We're going to post it up.
For McFlight also for a lot of the footage in that video too. McFlight was a huge.
McFlight, awesome. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
I'll go ahead and play the video again here, just so you can see that.
Yeah, we'll play that.
The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood,
You played the video, didn't you?
who strives valiantly,
Okay.
who errs who come short again and again.
You're good.
Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement? And who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Definitely. All right, so if you don't mind, I'll take over real quick and kind of chat a little bit about how I plan as the race director to run this. Because 96 pilots, I'm super excited for 96. Dave and Chris and I have had many nights of heartache and like back and forth on schedule, and I think we're gonna be able to get it done. I really hope so. So we have set up it's in 6 groups of 16 pilots each, and you're going to get your time to put down qualifying. So it's going to be on that first day, Saturday the 29th, where you're going to be here. That's May 29th, 529. I have it on here as 429. I should probably change that. But so we're going to assign you a group ahead of time, and we're actually going to have our Whoop Wars Battlegrounds app pushed out here hopefully soon, Joel. And we're going to get everything set up. You're going to have an opportunity to check into the race, read the rules of the race, take a little short quiz on the rules, make sure that you understand what to expect on the day that you come in. And then you're going to get assigned a group number. That's either going to be group 1 through 6. For your groups, we're going to start tech check-in at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning for group 1. It's going to be about 45 minutes of tech check-in, tech inspection. What that means is ahead of time, we're going to ask that you put in the drones that you are bringing to Battlegrounds, and that's going to be in the app itself. It's going to ask you what's your flight controller, what's your camera, what frame are you running, what motors are you running, etc. Just to make sure that we have an idea of what to look for when you get there. Then we're going to be marking down all the quads that we have inspected, making sure that they're on the right channel, the right frequency, making sure that they have the video set to 25, locked to 25, and highly suggest and prefer that you put your OSD with your band channel and power on there so we can just really quickly verify it. That's probably the easiest way. If we have to get it to wand out and all that stuff, it's just going to slow everything down. So please go ahead and set their OSD to have band channel and power on there just so we can see it. It doesn't matter where on the screen it is. I would just like that on there to make our tech check-ins easier. As I mentioned, we're going to about 45 minutes of tech check-in, and then we're going to do a 15-minute track walkthrough and a quick overview of the rules one more time. After that, at 9 a.m., we're going to kick off racing with 2 practice and 5 qualifier packs in groups of 4 pilots. So you're going to get paired up in those 16 with a few other pilots each pack. We're going to rotate it so you're not flying with the same people every single time. And basically, you're going to get to fly with all skill levels that are in your group of 16. After that, while that's going on, that's going to go for 2 hours from 9 to 11. At 10 o'clock, Group 2 is up for check-in. So they've got the 45-minute check-in, 15-minute rules explanation, and track walkthrough, and then they start racing at 11. They're going to go from 11 to 1. At noon, Group 3 comes in, again, 45-15, and then they race for 2 hours, 1 to 3. At 2 o'clock, Group 4 does their registration and tech inspection for 45 minutes, 15 minutes for walkthrough and rules, and then they race from 3 to 5. Again, Group 5 is 4 o'clock, so it's the hour before the group finishes racing ahead of them. Do that from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock for the registration, tech inspection, and track walkthrough. 5 to 7 will be Group 5's race times, and then Group 6 will be 8 to 10, again with the tech inspection and walkthrough the hour prior, starting at 6. Don't worry about memorizing all of this. It's going to be it's going to be in your app that you can take a look at just to make sure. If everything goes smoothly, we're going to be running races from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is what we're looking at. So that's going to be super exciting. Once that's done, you're going to get a qualifying rank assigned to you, and we're going to put you into 6 different classes: Elite, Pro, Semi-Pro, Advanced, Enthusiast, and Beginner. You then are going to get your assigned race time on day 2, Sunday, between those. So beginners are going to start at 10, enthusiasts are going to start at 11:30, advanced is going to start at 1, semi-pro is going to start at 2:30, pro is going to start at 4, and elites are going to start at 5:30. And in that group of 16 people, we're going to be running a double elimination bracket. So at the end of each bracket, we'll crown the top 3, cash prizes, other prizes to be coming as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on there. And then Monday, the 31st, is going to be a team racing. Team racing, we're going to actually do a snake draft style based on the captains of who were the captains are going to be the elite class. So those 16 pilots that qualified elite are going to go through and snake draft style pick their teams from each subsequent class. So basically, elite will pick a semi-pro, or excuse me, a pro, and then they'll go through and they'll pick a semi-pro, and then they'll go through and pick an advanced, and then pick an enthusiast, and then pick a beginner. So all 6 pilots on the team are going to be mixed levels, all the way from beginner up to elite. They were then going to do double elimination. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah. And so we're going to run team racing for the rest of the day, probably until about 5 o'clock on Monday, just to give people a chance to catch flights. But that entire day Monday is going to be team racing, double elimination, round robin. And we do have prizes for the top 2 teams as well. So super excited. It's going to be amazing. Great event. Yeah, definitely. And then we're super excited to expand that. So the victor of Whoop Wars Denver, Whoop Wars Battleground Denver, is obviously not going to be the same victor. Is going to be crowned at Minnesota. So we've got, again, if you missed that announcement, we've got Minnesota coming in the last half of July of 21. So we're super excited there. And then if you missed that, which you shouldn't miss Denver or you shouldn't miss Minnesota. But if you miss both of those, we do have Flemington, New Jersey, East Coast. So we've got 3 races planned so far. We've got national sponsors that are starting to sign on for all 3 races, just increasing our prize pool, making sure that everything is rocking and rolling. And we're super excited to bring this to you.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. My
Yeah, I'm getting no audio from you, Dave. I just pulled up the stream. No sound at all.
There you go.
Maybe.
We can definitely hear you through Discord.
Well, you can hear me on the stream, which is weird, but you can't hear Full Send. That's super weird. Did he go into the wrong? Yeah, so I can hear
Now
I
you
can
can
hear
hear me.
Chris and Joel and me, but now I can hear you in my ear, but you're not on the stream.
I'm back now.
Okay. Let's talk, see if we can hear you.
Testy, testy, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see it going through. We're good.
Oh.
Yay! Dave's back on the audio.
Well, guys, is there anything else that we want to announce tonight, or?
Well, I guess I can repeat what I just said.
Yeah,
since
because we didn't hear you.
all the audio was gone there for a minute. Who knows how that happened? But yeah, anyway, I just want to tell everybody that, we've got a huge event here planned. We've got a ton of space here. It's not just whoops. You got 5-inch stuff to do. You got hanging out with Jesse P, the godfather of whoops. So, I mean, that in itself is cool enough for me. I don't even need to race. So, for me, having him here, being able to provide you guys an awesome location, not only here to race your whoops, but also to explore Denver. There's so much to fly here. If you have your 5-inch and you want to go hit some buildings down in South Denver, we're going to have a spot for that. You want to take your 5-inch up to the mountains, we'll have a little closer spot to that you'll be able to hit and not have to worry about fail-safing, things like that. We're going to have people out there available to help you and point you in the right direction if you need help, where to go and get things. It's going to be like a carnival-style event, food, fun, and whoops. You can't argue with that. This also, as Taylor said earlier, this is going to be a national event. So Denver is the first location. We're trying to set a precedence to show you guys what Whoop Wars is going to be. But there's Whoop Wars Jersey at Drone Zone, New Jersey, and there's Whoop Wars in Minneapolis at the Mall of America. So keep an eye out for those events to be posted. But you got to make sure you come to this one because we are doing, the biggest and hopefully, if we can pull it off, the best event of whoop racing out there. We did completely plagiarize a lot of our style from Mr. AK, Mr. Whooptopia himself. So I always have to thank AK for kind of showing us a good way to run a whoop event that not only is going to keep people safe, because obviously COVID is still out there. We do have to be a little bit fearful, even though most of us are getting vaccinated, whatnot. But in any event, having 16 people here, a chunk, you're going to have tons of racing, tons of stuff to do outside. And, there's just nothing I don't think will be any more fun. So,
Yeah. And I think that's really important to say. We are still following all COVID regulations, even though Denver has started to lift those a little bit. Colorado has started to lift those. We are staying, only 25 people in the building. That's the 16 pilots plus the staff.
correct.
That's what you're rated for in the back, right?
Yeah, that's basically what we're going to be having. Even though the county that we are in is opening up to 100% capacity. So
Okay.
we're taking our own precautions and trying to keep it separated. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
some of the
hell,
other
if you were at
safety we're gonna
Whooptopia
do-
a couple years ago, you got something. So we don't want to repeat of that.
Yeah, Whooptopia 2020, somebody got the sickness, and who knows if it was COVID or not, but a lot of people got it. Joel got it.
I got
Yeah.
it.
I think Dave got it, yeah. I didn't
Chris
go,
still
so
has the
I-
balls that was spreading it.
yes, I still have the COVID ball.
the COVID balls. But I think that's important to say as well. We are going to be focusing on safety, so no touching other people's equipment. We're not having marshals, so if you flip, you're done. We are, so that's going to change the way you fly. You may not go all out because if you hit something and fall down, you're not going to be able to go out and marshal yourself, or nobody's going to be out there marshaling you. No touching other people. We're going to have individual pilot pits 6 feet apart for y'all to go in and work on your own drone. So masks on at all time in the building too. So we've got a lot of precautions we're taking to make sure that this event goes off without a hitch, because we do not want to be in the news for the 96 pilot event in
No.
Colorado that
No.
Wouldn't that
Let's
be
not
the
do that.
worst?
I mean, what did they say? Any publicity is good publicity, but I'd rather not have that.
That's not the good,
No.
good kind of bad.
That's not
bad.
good publicity.
So just so you guys
So-
can see, I have a little light here just to show you how big this place is, because it's kind of hard to see on a webcam. I'll walk to the other side. So I'm clear over here. And, you can still kind of see me. I'll move a little bit more this way. Now I'm finally at the back wall. So
Yeah.
I'm clear over here. So this place is huge. We have plenty of space for people to spread. So you shouldn't have any fear of that. It should be so much fun. I cannot
Yep.
wait. We're halfway sold. So being halfway sold out is a big thing to remind yourself of. If you have a friend that you think might want to come, hey, rope them in. Jesse P talked about the whoop house. Maybe we can have a couple of whoop houses close to each other. That could be pretty entertaining. So
Well, guys, I have to jump off. I got to go be
Yep.
dad for the night. But thank you guys so much for everything you're doing to put this event on. Thank you to Joel for working tirelessly on getting me a new director's app. I know he's working on it right now. Um, he's totally working on it right now. But that's the only way we're going to be able to do this 96 pilot event is if we have technology help us. We have the power of Hydra FPV working for us, and we're super excited to put this event on. So thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Joel. Thank you to Jesse Perkins. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Definitely. We'll leave you with the video that Mr. Jeff West, my name is Jeff, produced for us. Here we go.
The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.